It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Prime Ticket presents the Dodgers as they take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Friday night to you, wherever you may be. Welcome to Game 1 of the three-game series with the D-backs. Tonight, it'll be Josh Colmenter. He's 6-5 with the league. Colmenter did beat the Dodgers in his only shot against them in Arizona. By the way, he's been a much better pitcher at home than on the road, where he is 1-3. For the Dodgers, Ted Lilly will try to find the magic. He is not only 6-10, the Arizona Diamondbacks have beaten him twice already this year. And talking about the Arizona Diamondbacks, they are 4 back of the Giants, stubbornly hanging on. They have beaten the Dodgers 4 of 6. The 2 games where the D-backs lost to the Dodgers, you got it, Clayton Kershaw was the pitcher. We'll get to the ball game. We'll have it all coming up for you right after this. Talking about Hyundai Uncensored. See what they're saying at mysocalhyundai.com. By 76 Gasoline. We're on the driver's side. By CarMax. Now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. And by AT&T.
Welcome back, everybody. Dodgers matched up in a weekend series with Kirk Gibson's Arizona Diamondbacks, just 4 back of the Giants in the NL West. Out here at center field with Steve Lyons and Patrick O'Neill. Well, Dodgers hitting's not going to get the job done. In July, they're hitting .208, which is the worst in the majors, but their pitching's really going to have to help them out, especially tonight. It's our Hyundai key to the game. Ted Lilly really has to pitch his best game.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, tonight, there's 3 reasons why he's got to keep what he's got to do is he's got to limit the home runs. He's given up a lot of home runs this year. He's got to keep guys off base, too, because the Diamondbacks love to run. 5 of their 6 first hitters in the lineup have stolen more than 10 bases. We know that Lilly doesn't hold runners on very well. We also know that Navarro doesn't throw out runners very well, just 18% this year. Cole Menard's the guy who made his very first start against the Dodgers. He beat them 1-0, gave up just 2 hits in that game. He went through a little lull period there where in 6 starts he got 4 losses and 2 no decisions, but since then he's bounced back with 2 wins. He's a guy that keeps the ball in the yard and doesn't walk guys. That's what you like.
Well, it's a great chance tonight to see 2 of the best outfielders in the game going right now, Matt Kemp and Justin Upton. Upton has been on a tear. Good look at the lefty, Ted Lilly. Will take the hill when we come back, and Vin has the call for you on Prime Ticket.
Is brought to you by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo is back for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. And by your Southern California Ford dealers. Visit us today and trade up to Ford. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Friday night to you, wherever you may be. We're happily ensconced here at Dodger Stadium, awaiting Game 1 of the 3-game series between the Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. They have played each other very tough. They've had 13 consecutive games decided by 3 runs or less. Arizona has won 7 of the 13 going back to last year. This year, they've played 6 games. And Arizona has won 4 of 6. Kirk Gibson and his club stymied in the 2 losses by Clayton Kershaw. And what else is new? Let's take a look now at the Arizona lineup as they come in. Remember, they lost Stephen Drew with a broken ankle, so he's gone for the year. Willie Bloomquist is leading off at short. Kelly Johnson at second base. Justin Upton in right field. Chris Young in center. Xavier Nady at first base, Ryan Roberts at third, Colin Cowgill in left field, Henry Blanco, who goes way back with the Dodgers, he's the catcher, and Josh Colmentor on the mound. On the mound for the Dodgers, Ted Lilly, one of the major's most durable and productive left-handers over the last 6 years. In his starts since 2006, he is 3rd in starts, 5th in innings pitched. 75 victories makes him 3rd, with C.C. Sabathia has 103 and Chris Lee 76. He's 4th in strikeouts, but the fly in the ointment, he's allowed 163 home runs. That's most during that period. And this year, he's given up 21. And as we mentioned before, he is vulnerable to the stolen base. However, Arizona is not what you would call a running ball club. So it'll be interesting to see how he can handle it tonight. He is 6-10. The Diamondbacks have beaten him twice this year, and he is 3-6 lifetime. The opposition is doing a number on him. The league is hitting .276 against Ted as he gets ready to go up against a pretty good hitting ball club. In fact, when you look at Arizona, their offense is okay. Their bullpen, very much of a question mark. And they look to Upton and Young in the heart of the lineup. And to give you an idea, Upton trying to represent Kirk Gibson up there at home plate. Upton is 1 for 22 against the Dodgers this year. So it'll be an interesting series, and we hope you'll be out here tomorrow night, if possible, to see Game 2. That'll be Micah Owings and Chad Billingsley. And then Sunday, Joe Saunders and Ruby De La Rosa. And mentioning Chad Billingsley, he's celebrating his 27th birthday today. Meanwhile, Willie Bloomquist will start it off. Right-hand batter, Lilly into the windup, comes to the young shortstop, gets a strike, and the count 0-1. So Bloomquist trying to pick up, and it's a tough job. Stephen Drew meant so much to the ball club. The strike one pitch on the way is swung on and missed, and the count 0-2. Willie Bloomquist hitting .284. He has 2 home runs, 12 runs batted in. The first home run that he hit in the big leagues was a grand slammer. That was about 8 years ago when he was with Seattle. The 0-2 pitch is hit late and foul off to the right, out of play, and it's a no-ball 2-strike count. Bloomquist has been embarrassed a bit. He's been picked off base 4 times. He's also been picked off and caught stealing 3. Right-hand hitter, 5'11", 195, out of Bremerton, Washington. Went to school at Arizona State. Strike 2 pitch. He has a look and it's low, ball 1. Interesting, Bloomquist is hitting .339 against starting pitchers and .194 against relief pitchers. He's been around. Started as a pro in 1999. Lifts one in the air to right field. Andre Ethier is right there and puts it away. So Bloomquist, a fly ball, one away, will set the Dodgers with the leather. The outfield shapes up Rivera, Kemp, and Ethier. The infield would have Miles for call, Velez, and Loney. And behind the plate, Deanna Navarro handling Ted Lilly. So with one away in the first inning, Kelly Johnson coming up. Kelly hitting .219. He has a lot of sock, 17 home runs, 46 runs batted in. Lilly ready, sends him a sinker, a little low, ball 1, 1-0. Kelly coming off an 0 for 4 against the Padres, but he has hit in 7 of his last 9 road games. The 1-0 pitch on the way, he fouls it back to the screen, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike to Kelly Johnson. Johnson will be followed by Upton and Young. Kelly waiting, and the 1-1 pitch coming up. Lilly into the windup. The 1-1 pitch, the left-hander is fouled back, 1-2. Kelly Johnson working against Ted Lilly. Johnson against Lilly has worn him out, 6 for 17. That'd be a nice .353 batting average. Johnson out of Austin, Texas. And the 1-2 pitch, and that's just outside, ball 2. Kelly last year in the month of July hit for the cycle. Last year he had 26 home runs, so you have to be very careful with him. 2-2 to Kelly Johnson. Here comes Lilly, ready, deal, swung on, popped up, and I mean up. Rafael Furcal will take charge, looks up into the powder blue, and squeezes it for the second out. 2 down here in the first inning, and Justin Upton coming up. Justin Upton, as we told you, 1 for 22 against the Dodgers. He is 2 for 17 going head-to-head with Ted Lilly, but he arrives here with a 9-game hitting streak. And over that stretch, he's hitting .545. Right-hand batter waiting in the first pitch, off speed, and a little low, ball one. Dodgers have shut down Justin Upton so far this year with just one hit against them. He's hitting .045, less than a half a buck against Dodger pitching. And he's hitting .303 against the lead. He swings, slices one foul off first. Loney over to take a look, but it's out of play. 1-1 the count. For Justin Upton, his splits, as they call him, home and road, are very different. At home, he's hitting .355 with 13 home runs. On the road, just .251 with 7 home runs. 1-1 the count to Justin Upton. Lilly into the windup. Left-hander ready. Here he comes, and it's swung on and missed. Now, here's a really interesting thing about Upton. He is a very poor two-strike hitter. With any kind of a two-strike count, from 0-2 right through 3-2, he's hitting .174. So, Lee, what's happened here on a 1-2 pitch? Lilly delivers low and away. 2-2 the count. So Upton, a remarkable young player. He won't even be 24 until the end of August. 2-2 the count. The next pitch to Justin, swung on, ground ball to Furcall's left. He's up with it, throws to first. So again, they shut down Justin Upton on a ground ball to short. A 1-2-3 inning, down go the D-backs, and at the end of half an inning, no score. Pitches to retire the side in order, and so far on the 29th of July, the Dodgers have still allowed only 28 runs in the first inning of all their games. As far as their lineup, Rafael Furcal at short, Aaron Miles at third, then you have Ethier and Kemp, Juan Rivera in left, followed by James Loney, the catcher Diona Navarro, Eugenio Velez at second base, Ted Lilly on the mound. On the mound, big right-hander. He's 6'4", 235-pounder by the name of Josh Colementer, who is not from a baseball named town for a pitcher. The pitch to Rafael Furcal is low, ball one. How would you like to be pitching for a living and you come from a little town in Michigan called Homer? Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way, and Furcal takes a strike, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Rafael hitting left-handed because he's been very tough against right-handers anyway. And Rafael, a long fly ball to left field, but it's playable. Going back is Cowgill to make the catch. So Rafael, a fly ball, 1 away in the first inning. And another switch hitter, Aaron Miles, coming up, and he'll be hitting left-handed. Right-hand batters are hitting 178 against Josh Colementer. And here's Aaron Miles, hitting .305. He has 1 home run, 27 runs batted in. Colementer Signed by the D-backs back in 2007. His first pitch is swung on and missed, and he's really developed in a hurry. He went to Central Michigan University, and he was called up. He spent about 3.5, 4 years in the minors, and here he is. The strike one pitch, Darren Miles, he takes, and it's in there, 0-2. So Josh Coleman, the opposition, is hitting just 197 against him. And the strike two pitch, over the top fastball, fly ball to center. Chris Young is right there and makes the catch. In mentioning over the top, I mean over the top. It's somewhat unorthodox. You see pitchers sidearm and 3/4, but I mean he really fulfills the definition of coming over the top. And at 6'4", standing on that 10-inch mound, that's got to be quite a sight if you're the hitter. Here's Andre Ethier batting .294, 10 home runs, 47 runs batted in. Dodgers playing pretty well of late. Since the 7th of July, they've won 10 of 16. Pitched Ethier is taking a strike, 0-1. I mean, 10-6 is not going to light up the town, but it's the best run the Dodgers have had this year. 0-1 the count to Andre Ethier. Coleman to ready, and Josh right over the top with a fastball high. It's not that he throws that hard, but apparently over the top is like coming out of the trees in center field. 1 ball and 1 strike. Coleman comes right back with an off-speed breaking ball, but he misses 2-1. So he went from 89 to 78, and a 2-1 count to Andre Ethier. Right-hander ready, and back he comes. Ethier way out in front of it, off speed, and the count 2-2. So Andre Ethier, who has been struggling for quite some time now. Remember, by the first 30 games, and he's going to whack one foul. Nice play by the ball boy. His first 30 games, Andre was hitting .397. Since then, a 70-game stretch, he's hitting .251. So Andre has a tender left knee, and that certainly could be bothering his hitting. The 2-2 pitch on the way, poked on a line inside the left field foul line, down into the corner. Andre on his way to second base with a double. He got a pitch up and away at 90 miles an hour and just went with it and slapped it to left. So Andre Ethier extending the arms, a nice bit of hitting, and that will bring up Matt Kemp. Matt Kemp, as he approaches the plate, the big man for the Dodgers, of course, all year. Kemp hitting .312, 24 home runs, 75 runs batted in. If Matt can pick up a home run in the first couple of games of this series, he'd be the 5th fastest ever in the National League to have 25 home runs and 25 stolen bases in a season. We'll tell you some of the others ahead of him. First pitch to Matt is away, 1 ball and no strikes. Eric Davis, 25 and 25 in 83 games. Bobby Bonds in 93 games. Alfonso Soriano in 97 games. Howard Johnson with the Mets in 99 games. And Willie Mays did it after 107 games. Here's the pitch to Matt, swung on and missed, and a 1 ball, 1 strike count. For Matt Kemp, this would be his 105th game. And Mays with 107. So Matt, 24 home runs, 75 runs batted in, and he's already stolen 27 bases. So you have a fine hitter and a pitcher who's really been effective against right-hand batters. The 1-1 pitch over the top, low and away, ball 2, 2-1 the count. One of the things that has bothered Coleman, he comes into the game 6-5. He's second lowest run support in the league. While he's pitching, the Diamondbacks average 2.6 runs. And then as soon as he leaves, they score a bunch more. 2-1. Josh set up around the letters, looks at Ethier, back with a fastball foul back. At fastball at 90. 2-2 the count. Coleman making Kirk Gibson smile a little bit with how well he's been pitching. Of course, what didn't make the Kirk Gibson and the D-back smile, the fact they've lost 7 of 9 to the Giants, 4 of them by 1 run. 2-2 the count to Matt Kemp, trying to pick up Ethier. 2 out, first inning, no score. Coleman deals, and it's foul back, and it's still 2-2. When you're Matt Kemp and you've gone over the tapes and the books on Coleman, you know that you're going to get a fastball not much more than 90. He has a very good changeup. That's kind of been his trademark pitch. He used to throw a knuckle curveball and maybe an occasional big slow rainbow curve. 2-2 the count to Matt Kemp. Bent at the knees and waist, hanging out over the plate as he always is. And the 2-2 pitch, Coleman deals, and it's off the plate and in the dirt for ball 3. So he came directly over and bounced it. 3-2 the count. Interesting in looking at Coleman, back in 2008, he was pitching for the South Bend Silverhawks. They were struggling, so they asked him to grow a mustache. He did one, and they went on a streak. He has a mustache to go with the beard right now as he works on Kemp. Now the 3-2 pitch on the way to Matt, and it is swung on and missed. Down he goes, and Coleman continues to be not Coleman but tormentor against right-hand batters. No runs, a hit, a man left. At the end of an inning, no score. Else as he struck out Matt Kemp, made 19 pitches to get the job done. And we go to the second inning, and Chris Young will start it off, and he takes ball 1. 1-0 the count. Back in the middle of May, Chris Young was hitting .219. Since then, he's hit a very solid .279 and has his average up to .253. He takes a strike. 1-1. Chris has a lot of power. 16 home runs, 52 runs batted in, and since the period of 60 some odd games, he's at 23 extra base hits. He takes a pitch inside, gets the hips out of the way. 2-1 the count to Chris Young. Young waiting. Here comes Lilly. Head right back with a pitch that's hit down the left field line, quickly disappearing, foul into the seats, and they count 2-2. Young is out of Texas. We've mentioned it quite often. In high school, he was on the other team battling James Loney's club all the time. He is very much of a fly ball hitter. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way against a fly ball pitcher, and it's popped up. Going out to get it is for call, waiting, and makes the catch. Yeah, that's a combination. I mean, if you had a bet whether Young was going to hit the ball on the ground or in the air, you would have to bet, if you are a betting man, that he was going to hit the ball in the air. So one away, and Xavier Nady coming up. One out, second inning, no score. Last year, the Dodgers kind of manhandled Arizona. They beat them 13 out of 18. Lilly ready, here he comes, and it's whacked in the air to left. Going back on the ball is Rivera, and makes the catch while still on the grass, about 2 or 3 feet shy of the track. So 2 down in the second inning, and the batter will be Ryan Roberts. Ryan Roberts hitting .245. He has 13 home runs, 40 runs batted in. 2 for 8 with 2 home runs, however, against Ted Lilly. So Roberts settling in. Ryan is out of Fort Worth, Texas. Went to the school at the University of Texas, and he has a pitch very high, ball 1. If he ever gets to second base in the series, your first thought is he might try to steal third. He's stolen third 3 times. The 1-0 pitch on the way, and Roberts holds up on a strike, 1-1. Another thing Ryan does well is go from first to third on a base hit. And 6 of his 13 home runs have been hit against left-handers. Lilly into the windup, and the 1-1 pitch swung on, hit in the air deep down the left field line. Back goes Rivera at the track. It is gone. That is his 7th home run against left-handers. It's the 22nd home run given up by Ted Lilly, and the D-backs take a 1-0 lead. So the combinations hold up with the numbers. Young figured to hit the ball in the air. Lilly is a fly ball pitcher, and Young did. And Roberts hits home runs against left-handers, and Lilly gives them up. And so 1-0 Arizona. That ball wound up right in the Dodger bullpen. And Ryan Roberts getting 5s, coming back into the dugout. Now the batter is Chris Cowgill, and he fouls the first pitch away. So Ryan Roberts hits it out, his 14th home run, and the 3rd in just 9 at-bats against Ted Lilly. So here's Cowgill, right-hand batter. First time we've seen him. Colin Cowgill, and he takes high. No at-bats, just called up. He's actually has 8 at-bats, and he is 0 for 8. The 1-1 pitch floats in there for a strike. Cowgill. He's out of Lexington, Kentucky. Went to the University of Kentucky. Diamondbacks drafted him in 2008. So just a youngster, swings and misses, down he goes, and that'll be that, but not before Ryan Roberts hits his 3rd home run against Ted Lilly, and at the end of an inning and a half, 1-0 Arizona. And the D-backs take a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the second, it'll be Rivera, Loney, and Navarro in that order. For Ryan Roberts, 3 home runs and 9 at-bats against Ted Lilly. That's quite a combination. Talking about home runs, everybody, of course, loves to have back-to-back home runs. The Dodgers have gone 2/3 of the season, and they're still without back-to-back home runs. Kind of surprising when you have people like Ethier and Kemp and Rivera. The first pitch now to Rivera in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Another thing the Dodgers have not been able to do this year, come up with a 3-run home run. I mean, that's getting rich in a hurry. The strike one pitch to Rivera, and that's off the plate. He's hitting .265. The opposition has hit 14 3-run home runs against the Dodgers. The Dodgers have answered back with only 3. 1-1 pitch to Rivera, swung on and missed, 1-2. What Cole Mender has done, among other things, is retire the leadoff man. He got for a call in the first inning. We'll see if he can do it with Rivera. The leadoff hitter is batting just .196 against Cole Mender this year. 1-2 to Rivera. Here comes Josh. Fastball whacked to center. Going back is Young to the track at the wall. He'll play it off the wall, but it bounces away from him. It's picked up by Cowgill, and stopping at second with a long double is Juan Rivera, and that's that about getting the leadoff man. Boy, he buzzed that thing over Chris Young's head. So Rivera, who looks like 2 different hitters, really, he takes some great hacks at left-hand pitching. He got a high fastball, and he just promptly hit it over Young's head. Young tried to play the carom, but it got by him. But the young left fielder, Colin Cowgill, backed up and kept it to a double. So the Dodgers have 2 hits, 2 doubles, but they're trailing 1-0. And now Loney, Navarro, and Velez trying to pick up Rivera. Loney figures to be a guy to do it. He's hitting .342 against Arizona this year. Cole Miller out of a stretch, looks back at Rivera, now works Loney and gets it in there for a strike. 0-1. James hitting .257. He has 4 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Oh and 1 to count. Ryan Roberts hits a home run. The Diamondbacks lead 1-0. Bottom of the second inning, Rivera opens up with a double. And the strike one pitch on the way. Cole Mender comes over the top inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. We were talking before about his teammates asking Cole Mender to grow a mustache, and they played well. So that same year, they had Josh Coleman Mustache Appreciation Night. Fans received free tickets if they arrived with a mustache. That was in the Midwest League. He comes back with a ground ball to third. On it there is Roberts holding Rivera while throwing out Loney. So Loney goes the other way and taps to third. 1 out. Rivera can't go anywhere. And now Deanna Navarro, switch hitting, will come up and take a shot left-handed. Navarro is hitting .203 left, 176 right. Plus he has far more at-bats left-handed. And 10 of his 12 RBIs have come from this side of the plate. So Cole Miller gave up the double. Now he has an out. First time either man has faced each other. Cole Miller out of his stretch, looks at Rivera. Now comes to Navarro and misses away, ball 1. 1-0 the count. After Navarro comes Eugenio Velez, who is another switch hitter. Dodgers have 4 switch hitters in the lineup tonight and 3 left-hand hitters. So they know all about Cole Mender and how well he has done against right-hand batters. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Cole Mender's fastball, and that's inside. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. A couple of other notes as we stutter Coleman. A 1.70 earned run average against the National League. He's 3-2 inside the Western Division. He is 5-2 at home, 1-3 on the road. Another thing he has done very well, hold runners on. They've only tried to steal on him 6 times, and 4 of the 6 runners have been thrown out. 2-0 pitch, and Navarro holds up, almost fell down. 3-0 the count. Cole Mentor, in looking at his walks to strikeouts, has walked 16, and he has struck out 63. So almost 4-1. Josh looks in, only 25 years old, 6'4", 235. Set at the belt, here he comes, and it's a little high, ball 4. So Navarro draws a walk. First and second for the Dodgers, and Eugenio Velez coming up. Don't forget, tomorrow, Dodgers and D-backs at 7:10. You can enjoy $1 Dodger dogs, compliments of our good pals at Farmer John. For more information, visit Dodgers.com/promotion. Eugenio Velez coming over to the Dodgers. He is 0 for 11, 0 for 7, batting left-handed. Velez, who had been with the Giants in their organization and up and down. Switch hitter, infielder, playing second base. He can also give you a little bit of outfield. 6'1" and maybe 160 pounds after Thanksgiving dinner, and he takes a strike. 0-1. He runs well, is high in stolen bases in the big leagues. A couple of years ago, he stole 15 for the Giants. No real power. 0-1. Eugenio Velez from San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican. The strike 1 pitch, and the left-hand hitter swings, drives it to center. Young is there. Tagging is Rivera, and he'll hold as Young got that ball right back to the infield, Kelly Johnson. So Velez, a line drive out to center. And the batter will be Ted Lilly. Ted Lilly, coming up, has 3 runs batted in, hitting less than 100. Ted got all 3 RBIs in one game. So it's 1-0 in favor of Arizona. The home run by Ryan Roberts. That came in the second inning. Rivera opened up with a double. 2 outs later, he's still there. Deona Navarro is at first. And here's Lilly waiting at the plate. Cowgill shortens up in left field in case he might have a throw to the plate. There's a gap in right center field, and Ted pulls away from a pitch inside, ball 1. Chris Young shades him towards left center. Upton is straight away in right. So the gap is over in right center field. 1 ball and no strikes to Ted Lilly. One thing about Lilly, he usually makes contact. That's what makes him a little bit dangerous. He's way out in front, almost fell down. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lilly has only struck out 7 times in 37 plate appearances. For a pitcher, that's very good. Any pitcher who strikes out less than half the time can be trouble. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Cole Mentor trying to get out of a little jam here. 2 on and 2 out. 1-0 Arizona. 1-1 pitch on the way. Lilly pulls away. It's low and away. Ball 2. 2-1. Josh Cole Mentor in a little trouble. In his 6 victories, he's 6-5. In his 6 victories, the batting average against him 131. So when he is good, he is very, very good. Josh set, checks Rivera. The 2-1 pitch, Lilly looks at a strike, and the count 2-2. Cole Mentor hiding the ball back of his right hip. Josh looks down the barrel to get a sign from Henry Blanco. And the 2-2 pitch coming up. Coleman are ready. The pitch to Lilly swung on and popped up. Kelly Johnson goes out on the grass and makes the catch. So Lilly pops it up for the Dodgers. No runs, 1 hit, a leadoff double, and a walk. They lead 2. And at the end of 2, 1-0 Arizona. Sucker. And we go to the third with the D-backs leading the Dodgers 1-0. Henry Blanco, an old friend, coming up. Henry signed with the Dodgers exactly 20 years ago. He came up after waiting 8 years in the minor leagues, and the Dodgers played him in 3 games. He had 5 at-bats. He went 2 for 5. One of the 2 hits a home run and a run batted in, but he disappeared. He went back down to Albuquerque, surfaced with the Rockies, Brewers, Braves, Twins, Cubs, Padres, Mets, and Diamondbacks, and he takes a strike. Henry has certainly been around. The end of August, he'll be 40 years old. In great shape, 5'11", 220. Looks like they left the hanger in the shirt. Broad shoulders, 220-pounder. So Henry Blanco, out of Venezuela from Caracas. He now lives in the same town as Juan Rivera. The 1-1 pitch. Henry fouls it at the plate. He's hitting .222, 4 home runs, 5 runs batted in. Had a great career. 1-2. Lilly into the windup. Ted ready, and the 1-2 pitch on the way, a little high. 2-2 the count to Henry Blanco. Difference in the game. Second inning leadoff home run. Ryan Roberts, his 3rd home run against Lilly in 9 at bats. And the 2-2 pitch to Henry Blanco is pulled foul down the left field line and out of play. In Henry's long career, most home runs he had in the big leagues. He hit 10 with the Minnesota Twins. That was his biggest year in RBIs, as well as he had 37. And this time he jerks one down the left field line. This one has the carry, but it's foul, and it's still 2-2. From Guarenas in Venezuela. Well, we know he and Juan Rivera know each other very well. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Henry waiting, Lilly to the windup, and the pitch is high. Ball 3. 3-2 the count. Diamondbacks Although their record is not particularly good, they are above 500 on the road. 3-2 pitch is inside, ball 4. So Blanco draws a walk, opening up the third inning. So 1-0 Arizona. Now Coleman coming up, and with the bat he has 3 sacrifices. He also has 4 hits, and he has struck out about a third of the time, and certainly they're looking bunt. One thing that Arizona does not do well, however, is bunt. They're 15th in sacrifices. Let's see what Coleman can do. He shows bunt, pulls the bat back, and 1 ball, no strikes. They're not only 15th lowest out of 16 teams in sacrifice bunts, they are 16th lowest in bunt success rate. So Gibson sends it out to Matt Williams. Matt Williams tells Coleman, and we'll see if he can get the bunt down. The 1-0 pitch on the way, and he pulls the bat back. That's high. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. Another thing, that because they don't bunt very well, the Diamondbacks don't advance base runners very well. So we'll see what they do here. They have the 40-year-old catcher at first, nobody out. 2-0 the count to Coleman, and instead a lob throw to first. We talked about the fact that Diamondbacks are 3 games above 500 on the road. They've really improved dramatically on the road of late. Here's the 2-0 pitch. The bunt is foul, and the count 2-1. The first 18 games that the Diamondbacks played on the road, they were 5-13. Since then, they're 23-12. So they have really done a complete turnabout. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Coleman is determined to bunt, or at least he's told to bunt, and he gets it down. The only play is for Lilly to flip to his second baseman Velez covering. The sacrifice works, and for Coleman, his 4th sacrifice. He's pretty handy with the bat. Now it's up to Bloomquist and Johnson. We were talking about some of the things Arizona does not do well, but they did succeed in the bunt. Another thing, they are not aggressive in base running. They don't score a man from second base very often, which is a shock when you realize how aggressive Kirk Gibson was as a player. So we'll see now. They have a runner at second, 1 out, leading 1-0 in the third inning. Bloomquist fly to right field. Right-hand batter hitting .282. Lilly ready. Here he comes, in the first pitch in there for a strike, and the count 0-1. Bloomquist had knee problems and finally had arthroscopic surgery on both knees. 1 surgical swoop, a 2-for-1. Willie waiting, and the strike 1 pitch swung on and missed. 0-2 the count. As far as numbers on Willie Bloomquist, 0-2 the count. He struggles like so many others. When the team is ahead, he's hitting just 175, and they're ahead 1-0. Lilly out of his stretch, left-hander deals, and it's foul back to the screen. Still 0-2. Funny to break down performances of players. Bloomquist, in the first 6 innings of a game, is hitting better than .320. But in the final 3 innings of a game, hitting only .212. Here's the strike 2 pitch, instead a fake by Lilly. 0-2 the count. One run, 1 hit for the D-backs, no runs, 2 hits for the Dodgers. A gorgeous summer's evening. 72 degrees at the start of the game. Henry Blanco, good lead at second, and the pitch is taken high. Ball 1. 1-2. Game 1 of the 3-game series, and of course for Arizona, they are 4 back of the Giants, trying to hang tough. They have 9 more left with San Francisco, but as we mentioned, they've lost 7 of 9, and it figures the Giants have gotten better with Carlos Beltran. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way, and that's taken inside, ball 2. One other headline move today. The Philadelphia Phillies completed a deal, and they acquired Houston's all-star right fielder Hunter Pence. They dealt off 4 prospects, including, well, among others, Jonathan Singleton, who's the Phillies' #1 hitting prospect. 2-2 the count. Lilly ready. Here he comes. It's popped in the air back at first, going to the line into foul ground at Loney. So Bloomquist, a little pop foul. He's going to have a tough job. I mean, once they lost Stephen Drew, they were in a lot of trouble. Drew wasn't wearing them out. He was hitting .252, but Drew had 21 doubles, 5 triples, 5 home runs, 45 RBIs. That's a tough spot to fill. So Bloomquist can't do it on that at bat. And the hitter now, Kelly Johnson. Kelly hitting .219, but if you make a mistake, he hits it out. 17 home runs this year, 26 last year. Left-hander against left-hander. Johnson hitting .350 against Lilly. Pulls a fastball on the ground to Velez, and that will be that. So a leadoff walk and nothing else. No runs, no hits, a man left. And at the end of 2.5 innings, 1-0 Arizona. Of the third, we can also tell you the Giants and the Reds are in the 11th inning in a 3-3 tie. Reds had the bases loaded in the bottom of the 10th. Nate Scherholz gunned down Joey Votto at the plate on a fly ball. Scherholz and Cody Ross, the left field platoon, now that Carlos Beltran is in right field. So we'll keep tabs on that one. Here is for call. And a big swing and a ground ball to the right side to Kelly Johnson. Just like that, 1 pitch and 1 away. And the batter will be Aaron Miles. Be sure to join the Dodgers in the D-backs Sunday at 1:10. Fans will take home their very own Dodger sports bag, compliments of United Airlines. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Cole Mender into his windup, and the pitch to Aaron Miles, and that's in for a strike. 0-1. You know, in the top of the third inning, Lilly walked the leadoff man, which is always dangerous. Cole Mender has walked 1 man this year, leading off an inning. 1 man. That would add up to about 96 plate appearances. The 1-1 pitch shot off his leg, deflected into foul ground, and by the time Ryan Roberts picks it up, Aaron Miles safely aboard at first. So Miles literally and figuratively singles off Coleman. That would be the Dodgers' third hit. And the batter will be Andre Ethier, and they want to check Coleman to make sure he's all right. The Arizona trainer gone out just to check. So timeout for the moment. Charles Nagy talking to the big right-hander, who apparently will shake it off. Maybe you could call it a glancing blow, only in the fact that the ball struck him on the leg and wound up in foul ground shy of third base. So he said he's okay. So Miles hit a breaking ball off the right leg, and then the ball went flying into foul ground. There was no chance to make a play. So Coleman will be allowed to make a throw, and apparently made one and said he's okay. So you have Miles at first, one out. Dodgers have had at least one man on in each inning. Ethier hitting .296, double to left. Got a pitch away, a fastball, and he just went with it. Coleman ready, and the pitch to Andre. That finds the mark for a strike, and the count 0-1. Ethier hitting .296, a .327 career average against Arizona. Loney a .342 career average against Arizona. 0-1 the count. Coleman very deliberate, looks over at Miles, comes back, and Ethier fouls it off. Remember what we told you about Coleman. The league does not run on him. They tried to steal on him only 6 times, and the runners have been thrown out 4 of the 6. Coleman staring into Henry Blanco, who's shuffling his cards behind the plate. 0-2 the count. Coleman comes back. Ethier fouls it away, and it's still no balls and 2 strikes. Dodgers in the month of July 11-11. That doesn't seem like much, but they're trying to have a winning month for the first time this year, if you discount one game in March that they happened to win. But they had losing months in April, May, and June. 0-2 the count to Ethier. Coleman out of a stretch, and diving to first is Miles on another throw. Miles doesn't do much running, but he is 3 for 3. But Coleman very, very good looking over there. Ethier with the outfield deep and fanned out straight away. Coleman out of a stretch, looks over his shoulder. Miles short lead. Ethier pokes one to the hole, through into left field. It was off speed this time, and he cued it right off the end of the bat. So Andre Ethier is 2 for 2 without pulling the ball. A double into the left field corner, and then he just went out after the breaking ball and slapped it through the hole. So now the Dodgers have first and second. They have 4 hits, 3 of the 4 hits by left-handed batters. The right-hand batter who connected for a double was Juan Rivera in the second inning. So 1-0 D-backs, 1 out in the third, and here's Matt Kemp. Struck out in the first inning. Coleman looks in to get a sign. Kemp 0 for 3 against Coleman. Josh Reddy, right-handed deals, and has a high drive to center. Back goes Young to the track. At the wall, it's gone. And the Dodgers lead 3-1 on a 3-run home run by Matt Kemp. And that's the big one. We'll wait till he gets back in the dugout. We told you coming into the game for Matt Kemp that he was so close to going 25-25, and he has just done it doing it in his 104th game to give the Dodgers a 3-1 lead. He is one of the rare players to go 25-25 based on a number of games to do it. Eric Davis did it the quickest. We told you at 83 games. Bobby Bonds 93. Alfonso Soriano 97. Howard Johnson 99. Willie Mays 107. So Matt has done it ahead of the great Willie as Rivera fouls a pitch away. For Kemp, his home run comes in game number 105 to give him 25 home runs, 27 stolen bases, and he now has 78 runs batted in. So the right-hand hitters have been paralyzed by Cole Mentor, but not that time. And here's Rivera taken low. So for Matt Kemp, having a huge year, the all-star center fielder, worth every vote and then some. For Cole Mentor, that would be the 9th home run that he's given up this year. 2-1 pitch to Rivera is whacked to left field. That's over the head of Cowgill. He has to play it off the wall. On his way for 2 is Rivera. He is in there with his second double. So the Dodgers jumping on Josh Cowgill. A breaking ball, and River just went down to get it. He hit the base of the left field wall just below the window in the Dodger bullpen. So the Dodgers now have 3 doubles and a home run against one of the top right-handers in the league, Josh Cole Mentor, and it is 3-1 Dodgers with James Loney coming up. Loney grounded to third in the second inning. Cole Mentor checking with Henry Blanco. Second time around has proved to be faithful for Cole Mentor. Little fly ball. Young started to go back. That's what will happen after a couple of shots. But Chris was able to come in on a little fly ball. After one goes over your head, you see another go over the left fielder's head. As soon as contact is made, your instinct is to go back. That is the second out, and the batter, Deanna Navarro. So the Dodgers 3 runs, 6 hits. Big blow, the home run by Matt Kemp. The D-backs 1 run, 1 hit. The home run by Ryan Roberts. So here's Navarro, walked in the second inning. Cole Mentor out of his stretch, looks back at Rivera. Works the catcher, and he hits a high drive into deep right center. Back goes Upton on the track at the wall and makes the catch. So the Dodgers all over the big right-hander out of Homer, Michigan. And at the end of 3, it's 3-1 Dodgers. by El Pollo Loco. Try a two-piece leg and thigh combo with 2 small classic sides and a drink for $5 at El Pollo Loco. And by Time Warner Cable. A couple of things are kind of interesting about the Dodgers and Matt Kemp. Remember earlier we were talking about how the opposition has hit 14 3-run home runs and the Dodgers only 3? Well, you can add 1 to that, as Matt Kemp now 25 home runs, 27 stolen bases. Interesting, too, Matt Kemp's last home run in Arizona against Ian Kennedy. That would be 10 games ago. One other thing, the Dodgers very aggressive in that inning. 4 of the 7 batters swung at the first pitch, including Matt Kemp. So now here comes Justin Upton, and ball 1. Upton grounded to short in the first inning. He has 20 home runs. He hit 2 home runs in a game in San Diego. One of them is hard to believe. We're going down to San Diego to begin the road trip, and we'll end up in Arizona. 1-1. But he hit it upstairs. You know the building, if you've ever watched any games or even gone to San Diego to see a game at Petco, and there's that big 3-4 story building right by the foul pole. He hit the top floor. You just don't see that. Little dribbler. Lilly is on it. It goes into the stand, so Upton will go to second base. So E1, and the ball bouncing up into the seats, so an expensive error. Talking about that home run that Upton hit. Since Petco opened in 2006, there have been some 500 games played there, yet only 3 visiting players can say they hit 2 home runs in a game twice. Raul Ibanez, Adam LaRoche, and Justin Upton, the only visiting players to do it. Adrian Gonzalez did it 4 times as a Padre. Nobody else has done it more than twice, and he did it. And it is a tough ballpark. So here's Chris Young now trying to move him. Young popped up in the second inning. One ball and no strikes. So Upton reaching on the error. Young trying to pick him up. Chris, 52 runs batted in. Foul back. Young, as we mentioned earlier, is a fella most of the time he's going to hit the ball up in the air. It is no surprise he's also number 1 in infield pop flies, which is what he did in the second inning. One ball and 1 strike. Pick off bluff, nothing else. Young has 7 of his 16 home runs against left-hand pitching. 1-1. Upton a big lead. Curved ball over. Upton really took a good lead. Had brought Aaron Miles up a couple of steps at third. D-backs, however, are not a running club. They've stolen 80. One ball, 2 strikes. Good fake by Velez, too, to try and keep Upton on the bag, and then Lilly is very conscious of him. Upton has stolen 16 out of 24. Upton, 23 years old. He'll be 24 the end of August. Poke to the right side so that if nothing else gets Upton over to third. Here's the home run we were talking about Wednesday at Petco. Watch where that ball winds up. See the building? It's going to be up there. I mean, nobody hits the ball up there. What a home run that was. Well, right now he's at third with one out, and Xavier Nady trying to pick him up. Three to 1 in favor of the Dodgers, thanks to Matt Kemp's 3-run home run. Nady hitting .261. He has 4 home runs, 32 runs batted in. He's had the Tommy John surgery twice. 2001, 2009. Fastball away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nady is one of those fellows who does very much better when he's ahead in the count. He's also dynamite on a full count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Upton at third. 1 away. Curveball whacked to left field. So the run comes in. Big, slow breaking ball, like really like plucking an apple off a tree. It was just hanging there. So Nady doubles in Upton. They cash in Lilly's error, and here's Ryan Roberts who cashed in Lilly's error. Roberts came up in the 2nd inning, and Lilly gave him a high fastball. Goodbye, high fastball. So Nady hits a curveball for a double to drive in the run. 3 to 2 in favor of the Dodgers. We're only in the 4th. And ball 1. Nady 2 for 2 in stolen bases, so he doesn't run much. Xavier, born in Carmel, taking a lead. Went to University of California, Berkeley. Meanwhile, Roberts, who went to the University of Texas, has a 2-ball, no strike count. Ryan Roberts has his initials tattooed, a double R. He also has only the strong survive. Way outside, ball 3. Ryan Roberts against Lilly is 3 for 9, all 3 home runs. 3-0. See if they let him swing. 3-1. That only the strong survive is somewhere on his left arm. Ryan Roberts. He'll be 31 middle of September. One out, tying run at first. And there's ball 4. So in the inning, on the dribbler by Upton, Lilly throws it away. Young advances Upton to third. Nady doubles him home. Now Roberts walks, and it'll bring up the young left fielder, Colin Cogwell, who is still looking for a hit. Cogwell just turned 25 in May, 0 for 9, up from the University of Kentucky. And it's a fly ball to Ethier. Tagging up at second is Nady. Tagging up at first is Roberts. Nady goes, Roberts holds, and the run is at first and third with 2 out. So Cowgill, a fly ball to right. And now Henry Blanco coming up. Henry Blanco has been in 23 games. He does not have a let's see, he has 5 runs batted in, 4 home runs, hitting .222. Still playing at the age of 40 and in tremendous shape. Oh, and 1. One of the nice things you hear about Henry Blanco is from other people. Can't tell you how many young catchers come up to the big leagues and they talk about having played with Henry Blanco and how he's taken time to help them. I mean, they're scattered all over the major leagues. The Henry Blanco School of Catching. 0-1 to Henry. Foul back, 0-2. So the D-backs scored in the first on the home run by Ryan Roberts. Matt Kemp hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of the third. Lily's error and a double by Nady have given the D-backs a run here in the fourth. They have the tying run in Nady at third base. Possible go-ahead with Roberts at first. 2 out, 3-2 Dodgers in the fourth. 0-2. Missed 1 and 2. Remember the last 13 meetings between these two teams. They played 6 this year and go back 7 last year. All 13 straight have been decided by 3 runs or less. Arizona has won 7 of the 13. But when you go back to last year, the Dodgers beat Arizona 13-5. 1-2. Check swing, little dribbler. Loney is going to have to do it himself ahead of Blanco, and that's that. But the D-backs scratch back. They get 1, and we're heading for the bottom of the fourth. Dodgers 3, D-backs 2. Is brought to you by K-Swiss Tubes, the official shoe of muscles everywhere. And by Chase, deposit checks from your smartphone with quick deposit. Take a step forward and chase what matters. Bottom of the fourth inning, 3-2 in favor of the Dodgers. Josh Comenter getting ready. It'll be the second time around against Velez, Lilly, and then third time with Rafael Furcal. Remember, we told you the Dodgers in the previous third inning, when they scored the 3, 4 of the 7 batters hit the first pitch. And that was the inning where Miles singled off Colementer's leg. Ethier squirted one through the hole on the left side, and then Matt Kemp cleared the center field wall. So we'll see if that first pitch attack continues with Eugenio Velez. Nope, a strike. Showed bunt. 0-1. A lot of second basemen, half a dozen. Off speed and missed. 1-1. Josh Coleman, 25 years old, out of Homer, Michigan. Ball 2. With Velez at the plate, you might wonder, where's Jamie Carroll? Don Mattingly said he just wanted to give Velez another shot. They're getting pretty good news about Casey Blake, too. Casey Blake's rehab, he was okay, got better as the game went on. He's playing again tonight. They've talked about activating Casey Blake as early as tomorrow. And we have to wait and see where Juan is. Juan Uribe. 3-1. And ball 4. So that's a second time only. Only the second time he has walked a man leading off an inning this year. Well, time to get you thinking. Matt Kemp now has 25 home runs, 27 steals for the second time. He had 25 in 2009. Which 3 other Dodgers have done it? 25-25. Well, he's talking to Tony Gwynn. And we will see in a minute as Ted Lilly comes up in what certainly looks like a bunt situation. And he gets it down. Coleman has to go to first to Kelly Johnson. So Lilly does his job and sacrifices. Ted coming up with his 4th sacrifice, the same number as Coleman. So Velez at second with 1 out for Colin Miles now trying to pick him up. By the way, you may have read, you certainly are aware, Kenley Jansen had an irregular heartbeat. They said everything was fine. He spent the night in the hospital. However, after consulting cardiologists, the safest thing to do was put him on blood thinners to prevent clotting. So Kenley can run and throw normal bullpens. He won't be on the bench or out there at BP. He doesn't get a chance to hit. He'll be sitting in the bullpen, maybe even wearing a little helmet like John Olerud once wore. And as far as Mike McDougall still going to be pitching in the 8th inning. 0-1 the count to Rafael Furcal. Pickoff play and throw, not in time. Furcal 0 for 2 tonight. First 2 at bats against Coleman. Velez at second base. Dodgers lead 3-2 in the 4th. Check swing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Coleman with a record of 6-5, working on Furcal. Rafael hitting 193. Bloomquist trying to take a step away from Velez out there at second base. 1-1 to Rafael. Off the plate. Ball 2. Josh has now made 61 pitches. Two and 2. That's about as hard as he can throw at 90 on the gun. Boy, that's something, though, the way he comes directly over the top. Almost like a pitching machine. Or what did they teach in school? A fulcrum? Don't ask me. I didn't remember. 2 and 2. On deck, Aaron Miles. Hit foul down the left field line, well out of play. This is game 1 of the 3-game series. Hope you make your plans, maybe to come on over and spend a little time with us. Tomorrow night, Micah Owing, who is 4-0 against the birthday boy, Chad Billingsley, 27 today, and Chad will hope to get the cake and the candles tomorrow. Sunday afternoon, Joe Saunders and Ruby De La Rosa. Tomorrow night on KCAL 9, and then it's prime ticket again on Sunday. 2-2. And it grazed him for ball 3 and take your base. So a walk and a hit batter, and the Dodgers now have something going. Must have just hit the shirt.
For the Dodgers, third baseman, number 6, Aaron Miles.
So Rafael Furcal hit by the pitch. For Furcal, that would be the third time that he's been hit. 2 on, 1 out. Aaron Miles flied to center, and then last time up, singled off Cole Mentor's leg, and then Ethier singled, and then Kemp hit the home run. So 1 out here in the 4th. Since the first week in July, each team has gotten very good pitching. That's a strike, 0-1. Since the 5th of July, Arizona an ERA of 2.9 and the Dodgers 2.8. No balls and 1 strike. Velez and Furcal, a couple of rabbits out there with 1 away. Foul back. The Coleman are now out in front of Miles. 0-2. Fastball up and in. Fastball at 89. So Velez standing at second. Furcal at first. 1 out. Andre Ethier 2 for 2 on deck. D-back set for the double play. Miles has grounded into a half a dozen. 0-2. Poke foul into the crowd behind the Dodger dugout. Though Aaron is still there. 0-2. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. They got them all on 1 swing by Matt Kemp, if you weren't with us. Miles singled, Ethier singled, and Kemp unloaded. His 25th home run of the year. So Matt hitting behind Ethier, so he's still in the dugout. 0-2 the count to Miles. Aaron's tough. He's only struck out 31 times this year. And another foul ball. Well, nice try. Coleman now has made 68 pitches. Miles short swing, trying to extend the inning. Miles has 1 home run, but he's right down on the knob, even with a no ball 2 strike count. And pokes that one foul just to stay alive up there. So Miles out of Pittsburgh, California. Up there with Velez at second, Furcal at first. Neither one hit. Velez walked, and Furcal hit by a pitch. But for Coleman, he is struggling a bit. Dodgers have gotten at least 1 man on base in every inning. He's up to, this will be his 70th pitch. Just off the plate. Miles just did hold up. Three runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Dodgers. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the D-backs, and we're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ground ball to third. Great stop by Roberts. They get one. Back to first too late. Big play by Ryan Roberts to take a hit away from Aaron Miles. And that also saved a run. So Miles hits into the force play to erase for call. And Velez takes third. And the batter will be Andre Ethier. So Roberts has hit a home run to account for one. He just saved one, at least momentarily. And here's Ethier. Ethier got a fastball in the first inning away and promptly extended those arms and doubled sharply into the left field corner. The last time up, he hit a pitch off the end of the bat and it just rolled through the hole into left field. And ball 1. So Colemeter, who came in here with a very good record against right-hand batters, was eventually punished on the home run by Kemp, and he's also given up 2 doubles to Rivera. But now it's the left-hand hitter Ethier who has given him a hard time with a double and a single. Dodgers all told 3 doubles and a home run. Light breeze blowing out to right field. 2 out. That's in there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chad Fairchild is the plate umpire. Joe West, Sam Holbrook, and Paul Schreiber. Fairchild been in the league working on 4 years. Lives in Florida. One and one. And did he hit him? I think so. Ethier's not leaving plate. Now he is. So not only was Furcal hit, now Ethier's hit. And that loads up the bases. Fastball up, in, and got him right on the, looked like the right elbow. Oh. Right there. That really had to hurt. So Colemeter digs a hole. He had only hit 1 batter in 20 games. And he has hit 2 batters in 1 inning. So Nagy out there to talk to him. Meanwhile, Matt Kemp coming up with the bases loaded. Kemp's most recent, he hit a home run at Cincinnati. Well, Matt with a half a dozen grand slams checking in. Bases loaded, 2 out. Matt already had a 3-run home run, so now they're rooting for him to hit the jackpot. On deck, Juan Rivera. Matt struck out in the first inning. 0-1. Joe Patterson, a left-hander, gets up now in the Arizona bullpen. 75 pitches made by Josh Colemeter. So he's struggling, and the Dodgers trying to put him away right now. Oh and 1. Off speed. 1 ball and 1 strike. So he went from a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, 80-mile-an-hour change. He has Velez at third, Aaron Miles at second, Andre Ethier at first. Not that the Dodgers have done anything to get here. 2 hit batters and a walk. 1-1. Overthrowing, trying to get a little something extra. Kirk Gibson sweating him out. I must admire Kirk, too. Gibson. Remember, he used to look, in fact, I once described him as if it looked like he arrived on a raft. But he's clean shaven. I mean, he is ready to go. 2-1. Fouled away. So, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, bases loaded. Velez, Miles, and Ethier, and the Dodgers leading the D-backs 3-2. Two and two to Matt Kemp. And fouled. For Matt Kemp, he has struck out 51 times. No, check me. He's walked 51 times, and he has struck out 97 times. Cole Mender, in giving up the home run to Matt, has allowed 9. Two and two. Ball game could very well be on the line here. And Rivera on deck. High foul off first base. Nady can't get it. Though Matt is still there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the bases remain loaded. Velez goes back to third. Aaron Miles goes back to second. And Andre Ethier slowly walks back to first. For Cole Mender, he has really had to work hard in this inning. The next pitch that he makes to Matt Kemp will be his 29th pitch in the inning, and it'll get him to 81 pitches. In looking at his previous works, he made 109 pitches, and that's his high this year in going 7 innings last time out against Colorado. 2 and 2. Young shading Kemp a little bit to right center. And promptly bang for a base hit into right center. So in comes Velez. In comes Miles. Over to third goes Ethier. Kemp has done it again. And the Dodgers lead 5-2. So Matt Kemp with 5 runs batted in tonight, and we're only in the 4th inning. So Cole Mender has been dynamite against right-hand batters, but not tonight. Certainly not against Matt Kemp. And remember, Rivera coming up is 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. So Kirk Gibson is bringing a hook, and Cole Mender will be chased. Dodgers 5 runs, 7 hits. D-backs 2 runs, 2 hits, and we'll be back. charitable initiative during the season on Prime Ticket, we proudly support Stand Up to Cancer and their work to fund groundbreaking research that helps accelerate treatment to patients. For more information, please visit standuptocancer.org/Fox Sports. So Josh Colemeter has been chased, and he just could not handle Matt Kemp, and he had a lot of trouble with Rivera as well. And now Joe Patterson trying to get the last out. Patterson, a left-hander, brought in to face Juan Rivera. Snakes that fastball in for a strike. Patterson had inherited 30 runners, 8 of them scored. He's a 25-year-old left-hander, born in Oakland, lives up in Corvallis, Oregon, went to Oregon State, and he has Ethier and Kemp to worry about, and almost threw that away. 1-1. Patterson was originally a 10th round pick by the Giants 4 years ago. He majored in agriculture at Oregon State, and he was on their championship team 5 years ago. 1-1. Fastball whacked foul down the line. Boy, Rivera's taken some healthy swings. He doubled in the second inning and doubled in the third. 1-2 the count to one. As we mentioned, he just looks like he takes especially good cuts against left-handers, but his 2 hard doubles tonight against a right-hander. With Patterson, you're going to get a pretty moving fastball and a curveball. 1-2. Joe is 6'1", 210. Matt Kemp, of course, with 27 stolen bases, gives you something else to worry about. He's stolen 27 out of 30. So what a night. Matt Kemp, 25 home runs, 80 runs batted in, and he's stolen 27 out of 30. Rivera has his average up to 306. Juan playing left field and also first base. 1-2. Micah Owings tomorrow night against Chad Billingsley. One and two. Breaking ball hit the center. Here comes Young to snare it, and that's that. So Rivera flies to center, but the Dodgers get 2 against Colemeter to chase him, and the Dodgers lead 5-2. by your local Mazda dealer and by Rise of the Planet of the Apes on August 5th. Our world becomes their planet. So far, it's Matt Kemp's night as the Dodgers lead the D-backs 5-2. Matt Kemp taking advantage in the cleanup role of coming up with people ahead of him. In the third inning, he came up with 2 on and hit a 3-run home run. And then in the fourth inning, when Coleman had just lost his control, it wasn't like the Dodgers hit him out of there. He walked 1 and hit 2, and that set the stage for Matt Single to drive in 2 more. So for Coleman, kind of a tormenting night. Here's a fellow who had hit 1 batter in 90-some-odd innings coming into the game, and he hit 2 in 1 inning, and he had a lead. So now Lilly facing Sean Burroughs, the same Sean Burroughs who was a first-round pick by the Padres back in 1998 at a Wilson High School in Long Beach. And he pops it up. It will be the shortstop for call. So Burroughs doesn't hang around long enough to tell you that his dad was a fine big league player. And now let's give you the answer to the trivia. Matt has 24 home runs plus. He has 25 stolen base plus for the second time. Did it in 09. Which 3 other Dodgers have done it? Did you remember? Yep, Raul Mondesi 3 times. Davey Lopes did it, and Kirk Gibson, who is here and has to take it with the Dodgers leading 5-2. 1 away, and the batter will be Willie Bloomquist. Final score, which would be good news for Arizona, except they're trailing. The Reds in 13 innings beat the Giants 4-3. There was more to it than that on a foul ball. Brian Wilson lost it. One of the heroes for last year for the Giants was Edgar Renteria, who singled home the winning run, but the key play came 1 batter earlier. Jose Arredondo, the relief pitcher, tried to bunt, couldn't do it, and got his first major league ever big league at bat and singled in the winning run. His last at bat came in the minor leagues back in 2004. So Reds 4, Giants 3. One ball and 1 strike to count to Willie Bloomquist. So they examine the ball for whatever reason, and now Fairchild. It's not cold. It's 72 degrees, and I think what happened was Ted blew on his hand, and that increased the count. So 1-1 the count to Willie Bloomquist. That's a strike. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's where they call it. He'll go to his mouth right there with his back to us. Whoops, says Chad Fairchild. You can't do it. His foot was on the rubber. So the count now is 3-2. 1 out, 5th inning. 5-2 Dodgers. And a high drive into deep left field. Back goes Rivera, way back, gone over the wall. Home run for Bloomquist. That would be his 3rd home run of the year. The D-backs get a little closer. Dodgers 5, D-backs 3 on 2 home runs. The other home run by Ryan Roberts. So Bloomquist hits it out, fastball, and that got out of here in a hurry. So 5 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers, 3 runs, 3 hits for the D-backs, and for Rivera, so near and yet so far. That's a strike to Kelly Johnson. So Willie Bloomquist sitting back on his laurels for the moment. Slow breaking ball stayed inside. Remember, Willie Bloomquist is the fella whose first home run in the big leagues was a grand slam home run in July 8 years ago. Little ground ball to the hole. Velez is there. 2 out. And that'll bring up Justin Upton.
Right fielder,
Grounded to short.
Justin Upton.
Dribbled one to the left of the mound, and it was thrown away by Lilly for a 2-base error. And Upton eventually scored on a double by Mady. It's amazing what the Dodgers have done with him. He is 0 for 2 tonight, and he is 1 for 24 against the Dodgers, and yet hitting .302 against the league with 20 home runs. Ball 1. 0 for 2 tonight. He is 2 for 19 against Ted Lilly. 1-1. Upton, one of the truly fine young players. One and one. Upton has hit in 9 straight. During that stretch, he was hitting .545 with 5 home runs and 15 runs batted in. He has at least 1 extra base hit in the last 8 games of that streak. That's a strike. Most consecutive games all time with 1 or more extra base hits, Justin Upton with 8. Matt Williams, the third base coach, had 7. Chad Tracy had 7, and there have been 12 streaks of 6, but Upton's the man. Now back. Upton is also one of 4 active players to have had 75 home runs and 50 stolen bases before turning 24. He'll turn 24 in August the 25th. Curveball, comebacker. He's done again. Boy, that's something. They have really shut him down. 0 for 3 tonight and 1 for 25 against the Dodgers. Willie Bloomquist home run gets a little close. 5-3 Dodgers. This little power on the left side of the Arizona infield. They have home runs. At the Dodgers, however, has the 3-run home run by Matt Kemp. So Ted Lilly has given up 23 home runs this year. He's leading 5-3 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. And the third Arizona pitcher, Zach Duke, will take over. Cole Mentor went 3 2/3. Patterson got an out to end the 4th. And now here's Zach going to work in the 5th. He was born in Waco. Eventually was living in North Hills, Pennsylvania. That's a suburb of Pittsburgh. He was a 20th round pick by the Pirates at a Midway High School in Texas. And growing up in Waco, a couple of guys in the neighborhood. There's a ground ball right at Kelly Johnson. Maloney doesn't hang around. 1 away. For Zach Duke, he had 2 fellas whom he saw play as kids, and they grew up to be future major league pitchers. Casey Fossum and also right-hander Kip Wells. Well, here's Deona Navarro, who has walked and flied to right. 1 out. Navarro hitting 199, turns around now to hit right-handed. And ball 1. Duke is 6'2" and 220. 28 years old. You may remember in 2009, Zach Duke had a bittersweet season. He was selected to his first All-Star game, but he also led the National League in losses. He was 11 and 16, but in fairness, he was pitching for a Pirate team that lost 99 games. And in the games he pitched during those 16 losses, the Pirates scored only 23 runs total. It's a different Pirate ball club that the league has to contend with now. Pittsburgh, a game and a half back in Milwaukee. But not when he was there. Breaking ball fouled away. One thing, and we always remember when Roger Craig was pitching for the New York Mets, and Craig had been a good pitcher with the Dodgers. He lost 20 games with the Mets. But everyone in baseball knew in order to lose 20 games, you have to be a pretty good pitcher to be, well, constantly being sent out there. And so in losing 16, you know, Duke had to be a good pitcher. 2-2 the count. With Pittsburgh, he had to be very unhappy. He was 5-14, 11-16, 8-15, which is enough to break anybody's heart. Little foul, out of play. 2004, Zach Duke led all of minor league baseball. His earned run average then, being the minor league pitcher of the year, 1.4. Two and two. Fastball fouled off. For Zach Duke, coming into this game, he has a record of 2-4. ERA is a little over 5. He has started 9 games. Strikeout to walk ratio is 2-1, but the opposition is hitting .331 against him. 3-2. Well, we told you earlier that Hunter Pence is now a member of the Philadelphia Phillies. He said goodbye to his teammates in Houston. Carlos Beltran made the big noise when he was sent to San Francisco. They won in Philadelphia, but they lost in extra innings to the Reds. Popped up at the mound, and it will be the first baseman. And that's the worst thing a pitcher can do. Well, Duke, and he's been around, all Duke had to do is get off the mound and be a traffic cop. He have nothing else to do. But he's going to stand right there as if he wants to leave the room. And if he would just get out of the way and say first base or whatever, it's a much easier play. He's been pitching professionally since 2002. But I think what happens is they are trained and they are by nature so competitive. Any ball hit in their area, they instinctively want to catch it. Anyway, we're talking about Carlos Beltran and wondering about the best of all the so-called rental. So far, statistically and everything else, how the team wound up. Mark Teixeira in 2008, when he went to the Angels from the Braves, he has to be number 1. Carlos Beltran would be number 2. Carlos Lee, number 3. And then maybe David Segui, number 4. And for pitching, well, no doubt about that. Randy Johnson went to Houston and was 10-1 on an earned run average of 1.2. That's a strike. How about the worst rental, as they refer to those players? The A's acquired all-star third baseman Brooke Jacoby to replace Carney Lansford. The A's had reached the World Series 3 straight years. They were still in the race, and Jacoby hit .213, no home runs, and Oakland finished 11 games out. So it'll be interesting to see who will make the bigger impact. Will it be Beltran with the Giants, or would it be Pence with Philadelphia? And will they eventually meet? 3-1 the count to Velez. Lined out to center and began Cole Mentor's downfall when he walked in the first inning. Jamie Carroll is out on deck now to bat for Lilly. Blake Hawksworth in the pen. Ground ball to short. That'll do it for Velez. So for the guy who walked to start all the problems, Velez is 0 for 12, and it's still 5-3 Dodgers. November 29, 1976, Walter Alston retired as manager of the Dodgers. Tommy Lasorda was named manager. He managed 4 games that year, won 2 and lost 2. And on this date, 20 years later, after winning 1,599 games, Tommy Lasorda retired. So 2 great managers, both of them in the Hall of Fame. One ended on this date, and 20 years later, so did his successor. And with that, let's go back to this one. Dodgers and D-backs, game 1 of the series. For the D-backs, it will be Chris Young, Xavier Nady, and then Robin Roberts. If anybody gets on, Colin Cowgill. For the Dodgers, two changes. Blake Hawksworth comes in, and Jamie Carroll will take over at second base. So I would assume with that kind of a switch, you would put the Hawk in Vele's spot since he made the last out. Carroll would bat ninth and lead off in the 7th inning or 6th inning. Hawksworth facing Chris Young. Popped up, grounded out. Young 0 for 2. 0-1 for Ted Lilly. He made 17 pitches. He goes out having made the required 5. A total of 84 pitches in his 5 innings. So he could win. It's been Colmender, Patterson, and Duke so far for Arizona. Young hitting .251. Blake Hawksworth trying to hold him down. He is 2-2, good ERA of 2.8. 1-2. Hawksworth 10 walks, 28 strikeouts. Young with 16 home runs, 52 runs batted in. Young is 1 for 2 in the past against Hawksworth. Two and two. So Lilly followed by the Hawk, and the Dodgers leading 5-3. 6th inning. Cincinnati beat the Giants in extra innings. 2-2. It was a rare Giant loss in the sense that, number one, they win one-run games. They've been remarkable. And number two, their bullpen has been sensational. But in this particular instance, Ryan Wilson lost it. 3-2 to Chris Young. And ball 4. So that's the 3rd walk
First baseman number 22.
Arizona has received. They haven't cashed one in yet, but it makes Mattingly a little restless. Nady comes up, and of course he can get you even. He has 4 home runs, 33 runs batted in. 5 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers, 3 runs, 3 hits for the D-backs. And a strike. 0-1. D-backs led 1-0 in the 2nd inning on a home run by Ryan Roberts. Matt Kemp hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 3rd to give the Dodgers a 3-1 lead. D-backs got a run on the home run by Willie Bloomquist. Matt Kemp came back to single with the bases loaded, so he's driven in all 5. D-backs on Lilly's throwing error and a double by Nady picked up 1. So it's 5-3 Dodgers. 6th inning, Young at first, nobody out. Nady, Roberts, and Cowgill coming up. Pitch out. They're wondering about Young. He has stolen 14 out of 21. They have 4 people who run. Young has stolen 14. Upton has stolen 16. Roberts has stolen 13. Kelly Johnson has stolen 11 out of 13. They do most of the running. D-backs have beaten the Dodgers 4 out of 6. The 2 games the Dodgers won so far were turned in by Clayton Kershaw. Nady flied to left and doubled to left. That's a strike. Good fastball at 95. Off the plate, 2-2. Nady has only grounded into 3 double plays. That could be one reason, but Chris Young has been quiet over there at first. Another reason, Dodgers tried to pitch out, but Young taking an ordinary lead. Nothing daring there. He's not going. And ball 3. Now we'll see. See about Nady, whether they would run Young. Nady has only walked 10 times. He has struck out 4 times as much as he has walked. But he's only hit into a couple of double plays. So Arizona trailing by 2 on the road. See what they do with Young. He is not going. And foul tipped and held by Navarro. So Nady strikes out. And now Roberts coming up. A reminder, Tuesday, August 9th. That's Duke Snider bobblehead night, presented by State Farm. Dodgers will celebrate the life of the Hall of Famer when they face the Phillies at 7:10. So to take home your own mini Duke of Flatbush, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. One out, 6th inning. Here's Roberts, who homered and walked. With a power hitter like Roberts at the plate, that could have been one reason why they kept Young at first, plus the fact that Nady had struck out 4 times as much as he has walked. Roberts has grounded into 4 double plays. That's a strike. 0-1. After Roberts, Cowgill. Cowgill 0 for 2 and 0 for 10 since being called up to the big leagues. So Roberts checking with Matt Williams. EY, Eric Young coaching over at first. Off the plate, 1-1. Dodgers 5, D-backs 3. We're only in the 6th inning. Blake Hawksworth picking up for Ted Lilly, who went 5. Boy, they're really watching Young. In the dirt, gets away. And with all that watching, Young goes down to second on the wild pitch. For Blake Hawksworth to let one get away. That would be his 4th wild pitch. And it just handcuffed Deona Navarro. 2-1 the count to Ryan Roberts. Young at second base. D-backs had 1 run set up on the error by Ted Lilly. Dodgers, meanwhile, had 2 runs set up on 2 hit batters and a walk. And ball 3. Chris Young has to be careful out there at second base. He was very careful at first for a pretty good reason. He's been picked off base 6 times this year. That's second highest. And that's going to go into right field and down the line. Young, who runs very well, will score. on a long single by Roberts, but the wild pitch is cashed in, and that makes it Dodgers 5, D-backs 4. So Ryan Roberts goes the other way, and Chris Young brings it in. For Roberts, who homered earlier, his second RBI. So now with Roberts at first, Cowgill coming up. Roberts has stolen 13 out of 19, and Cowgill is still looking for his first hit in the big leagues. 0 for 10. Cowgill, as we mentioned, out of Lexington, Kentucky. 5th round draft pick, just 2008. He's not a big man. He's 5 feet 9 and a well-stacked 195. And ball 1. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Matt Guerrier begins to warm up. Cowgill has some power. In the Northwest League, he had 11 home runs. Southern League 16. Coast League 13. So they have to be careful with him. So the Dodgers having a meeting as Cowgill waits. They talk about Cowgill, a combination rather unusual of power and patience. He's had to cut down on his strikeouts in the minor leagues, and so far in the big leagues, 0 for 10. He has struck out 5 times, so that's not cutting him down. Not yet. Colin Cogwell. And he hits one down the right field line foul. That'll go back into the stands. Cowgill, on his way up to the big leagues, has paid the price. Back in 07 in college, he had surgery to repair a broken hamate bone in his left wrist. And then the middle of 2009, he suffered a serious hamstring injury. That cost him the rest of that year. 1-1. Time. 5 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers, 4 runs, 4 hits for the D-backs. They mentioned 13 straight decided by 3 runs or less when these two get together. Pitch out, no action. Second time the Dodgers have pitched out looking for an attempted stolen base, but they're 0 for 2 in pitch outs, and Mattingly's annoyed. The scores of the games up to this one: 1-0, 3-2, 4-3, 6-4. So they play each other tough. And ball 3. So you have a hitter at 5-9. You've already walked a hitter. Blake Hawksworth struggling a little bit, and Henry Blanco, the veteran catcher, on deck. Dodgers 5, D-backs 4 in the 6th. Down the pipe. So they put the cuffs on Cowgill, taking all the fastball down the middle. Now the question is, you have a fella up there looking for a hit. He's not only 0 for 10, he has struck out 5 of the 10 times, but you also have a catcher who's not doing much on deck. So question is, do you run Roberts 3-2? And the answer is yes. It's ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning. Tying run is now in scoring position. The batter will be Henry Blanco. Matt Guerrier is throwing in the bullpen, and all eyes on Honeycutt and Mattingly. And Mattingly is going to go up the steps. That means he's bringing a hook. So Matt Guerrier in the bullpen will be called in. Hawksworth, usually good control, but not tonight. He walked 2. He had a wild pitch. He gave up a base hit. The D-backs are this close to tying it up. It's 5-4 Dodgers. We'll be back. Bring in right-hander Matt Guerrier. Matt is 3-3, an ERA of just under 4. 17 walks, 31 strikeouts. And facing Henry Blanco. So you have Ryan Roberts at second, the tying run. Colin Cogwell at first, a possible go-ahead run. And Henry Blanco, who has not grounded into a double play this year, but he hadn't played that much. Little nubber. The play will have to go to first. So Blanco hits the ball about 25 feet, and the runners advance, and they'll go to the bench, and Gerardo Parra will come up. So Parra, who has played a lot against the Dodgers, he's from the Dominican. You have to be very careful with him on the first pitch. He's hitting .450 when he goes after the first pitch. In fact, we'll watch the count. It's also very important when Parra is hitting. So he's batting for Duke with runners at second and third. Didn't go after the first one, way inside, ball 1. So let's match him up. Parra 0 for 1 in the past against Guerrier. You have Roberts at tying run 90 feet away, Cowgill at second base. And ball 2. Another thing as you look at Matt Guerrier, he has 2 wild pitches. So there's extra pressure on Deona Navarro. 2 balls and no strikes. (5-4) Dodgers. We're in the 6th inning. D-backs have been retired in order only in the 1st inning. A lot of time, and Navarro going out to talk to Guerrier. Gerardo Parra on a 2-0 count. If he takes a strike and the count then becomes 2-1, you know what he hits on that count? .643. Really. He's also hitting better than .340 when the D-backs are behind. He's an even 6, 195. 24 years old. 2-0. Check. They're going to look. Swing, says Paul Schreiber. 2-1 the count. All right, that's that count we were talking about. On a 2-1 count, he's 9 for 14. Well, not this time. 2-2. For Parra, who is hitting .285, strikes out almost twice as many times as he walks. Second and third, Roberts and Cowgill at second. And down he goes. Foul tip caught by Navarro. And so Parra hanging around the plate thinking that it was not strike three. Kirk Gibson is going to appeal, and he's asking the plate umpire Chad Fairchild to look to the third base umpire, but he's going to lose the argument. Here it is. Fouled in the dirt, into the glove, and we'll be back. The man, and an even bigger moment for his team. Matt Kemp takes one about knee high out over the plate and promptly hits a 3-run home run in the third inning. At the time, the Dodgers were down 1-0. That gave them a 3-1 lead, and they're hanging on 5-4 because Matt has driven in all 5 runs. Now to the bullpen. We've already seen Patterson, Duke, and now Sam Demmel. The bullpen for Arizona has been an important factor in their improvement. This year, they've had 32 saves and 44 opportunities. They've really cut down the percentage of inherited runners who have scored. The bullpen now has 15 wins and 13 losses. Last year, it was pretty awful. They had 32 losses in the bullpen. 0-1. Jamie Carroll batting ninth in the double switch, leading off against Sam Demmel. 1 ball and no strikes. Slider away, 2-0. Sam Demmel is from Texas, Fort Worth and Spring. Went to Texas Christian University. Went to the same high school, Spring High School, which produced Josh Beckett. And in high school, he broke Beckett's single season strikeout record. Then signed a letter of intent to TCU and eventually drafted by the Rangers, but he opted to stay in college. That's ball 3. The A's send Demmel here, acquiring outfielder Connor Jackson. And the D-backs get a right-hander with a fastball that's been clocked as high as 96. Good slider and a change. Started throwing cutters last year. That's in there, 3-1. Demmel's ball really moves. That's his biggest problem, trying to corral it. Right-hand hitters last year hit .304 against him. And another strike. 3-2 for Sam Demmel, coming into the game 2-2, an ERA of 3. He's been fighting it. 11 walks with 15 strikeouts and more hits than innings pitched. 3-2. And a drive to center. Young's going to have to cut it off on a hop. So Jamie Carroll comes into the game here in that double switch, and his first at bat promptly singles to center. And that'll bring up Rafael Furcal. By the way, there are a couple of hitting streaks that ended tonight. Florida's Emilio Bonifacio had a 26-game streak that was stopped by the Braves. Brandon Beachy. Braves won that game 5-0. In the American League, Dustin Pedroia's 25-game streak ended for the Red Sox when the White Sox shut him down. 3-1 the score. Gavin Floyd the pitcher. And by the way, the Braves beat Florida on a home run by Dan Uggla, who of course was a very big star for Florida and who now has a 20-game hitting streak. So some streaks stop, others keep rolling along. Furcal 0 for 2, hit by a pitch, and ball 1. That was a tough inning for Josh Colementer in the 4th inning. Here's a fellow who had hit 1 all season, and he began by walking Velez. Then he hit Furcal. Miles hit into a force play, and he turned around and hit Ethier. And then Kemp came up and drilled one single to center to drive in 2, and that's the big play now. Sam Demmel, the 4th pitcher. It's been Colementer, Patterson, Duke, and now Sam. An even 6, 210. Sam will be 26 in October. Roberts looks bunt. Time. Ryan Roberts well in on the grass. He'll back up a little, but he'll come back in again. And of course, with Rafael, he has that great slap bunt where he just kind of hits it halfway between the third baseman and the pitcher, and too slowly to be handled by the shortstop. And there goes Carroll. There's a slow hopper. The play has to go to first. So Furcal moves him along, and Furcal now moves a man a notch. Carroll now in scoring position for Miles and or Ethier.
Number 6, Aaron Miles.
One away on the hit and run play. Miles flied to center, singled off Josh Colementer's leg, and hit into a force play in the 4th inning. Aaron Miles batting .305. If you break his numbers down, he's hitting .361 against left-hand pitching, .289 against right-handers. Miles, who has been playing so very well, had a very slow start, but he's been solid since early May. Since the 8th of May, He's hit .333. Little foul ball down the line, back into the stands. And by the way, since that date of May the 8th, Aaron Miles has the highest batting average for the Dodgers. He's hit .333 over the stretch. Kemp hit .294. Jamie Carroll .286. 0-2. 5-4 Dodgers. 6th inning, 1 out. Carroll at second. Big bouncer up the middle. Kelly Johnson knocks it down. Tried to backhand best he could do it. At least it didn't go through. But I think going for the ball, he thought he might have had a play. But he didn't. So now here comes Andre Ethier. Here's Kelly trying to keep the ball on the infield. Miles hitting left-handed, so even had Kelly Johnson held on to that backhanded attempt, it would not have gotten Miles. So wisely, they're giving Miles an infield single, and the Dodgers now first and third, and their big boys settling in. Andre Ethier followed by Matt Kemp. Ethier against Colmender doubled to left and grounded a single to left. Then last time up, he was hit on the elbow. Line drive foul. 0-1. You wonder, being hit on the elbow as he was, on the right elbow, he didn't rub, didn't show any ill effects of being nailed. Ethier has been hit by pitch 3 times this year. So Miles at first, Carroll down the line from third, and the heat's on Sam Demmel. Demmel does not have a wild pitch. 5 runs, 9 hits for the Dodgers. 4 runs, only 4 hits for the D-backs. Demmel in trouble on 2 hits here in the 6th inning. 1-1. Tried to hit that outside corner. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Demmel has been clocked as high as 96. Basically a 2-seamer. Pretty good sink. Late break to it. 2-1. Another fastball away at 92. Cole Mentor, Patterson, Duke, and Demmel. D-backs on the road, 3 games above 500, 6 above at home. Spurred on tonight, I'm sure, by the fact the Giants lost. Ground ball, base hit. Ethier is third. Stopping at second is Miles. They're not going to run on Upton's arm. So Carroll brings it in, and the Dodgers again open it up a little bit. Lead 6-4, and that'll bring up Matt Kemp. If there is one knock, and you certainly don't mean personally, but if there is one, let's say, weakness for Arizona more than any other, the one subject that always comes up when you talk about Arizona, and will the D-backs have a chance to catch the Giants? Most baseball people say the Achilles heel for Kirk Gibson's D-backs, the bullpen. And one of the strongest parts of the Giants, the bullpen. So Ethier, 3 hits and hit by pitch. Here's Matt. Foul ball. Demmel has allowed singles to Carroll, Miles, and Ethier. Alberto Castillo begins to warm up. He's another left-hander down in the Arizona bullpen. They've been without Putz for a while, but he's back. The one fellow who has done well coming out of the Arizona bullpen is a right-hander, David Hernandez. All of the others have been somewhat questionable. Demmel now facing Kemp, who has a 3-run home run and a 2-run single to give him 5 runs batted in. His career high of 6 RBIs early in June in Cincinnati, and 4 of those came on a grand slam. 1-1 to Matt. Six runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers, 4 runs, 4 hits for the D-backs. We're in the 6th inning. And by the way, for Andre Ethier, this would be his first 3-hit game in a little over a month. He had 3 hits June the 24th. Ground ball hard to short, the shovel for 1, and they turn it for 2. So Kemp hits into the double play, but the Dodgers pick up a run. They leave 1, and at the end of 6, Dodgers 6, D-backs 4. Two singles, a double, hit by a pitch. He has scored 1, knocked in 1, and the Dodgers lead 6-4, and we have reached the 7th inning. Willie Bloomquist will start it off. Then Johnson and Upton. Bloomquist flied to right, fouled out to Loney, and homered. And that's hit towards the gap, but here comes Kemp and picks it off. Oh, what a fine play. That ball was really smoked. He can do it all, can he? Wow. Has a ball player ever come of age like Matt Kemp? And that thing was just taken off. Up there. Big play, 1 out in the 7th inning. So Matt comes up with a beauty, and the batter now is Kelly Johnson, and a strike. Oh, and 1. That's in there. 0-2. Matt Guerrier had to come in the 6th inning to get 2 outs, and he got him on 6 pitches. And down goes Kelly. So Johnson walks back empty-handed. And the batter will be Justin Upton, who knows all about walking away empty-handed against the Dodgers, not against anybody else. He is 0 for 3 tonight. One of the finer young players in baseball, and he is 1 for 25 against the Dodgers. Ball 1. He has 20 home runs. Young hitting back of him 16. So with this kind of a combination, they can get 2 runs in a hurry. Fouled away, slider. 1-1. Upton, 23 years old. He'd be 24 the end of August. Playing pro when he was 19. Another foul ball. Justin's dad, Manny, was a baseball and a football star at Norfolk State, and he's a referee in Conference USA basketball games. And of course his brother BJ, another outstanding player with Tampa Bay. And this time he drives one to center. Kemp going back, away back to the wall, gone. And so finally Justin Upton makes an imprint on the Dodgers, and after showing his home run in San Diego, now you get the idea as he clears the center field fence, and that makes it Dodgers 6, D-backs 5. They've hit 3 home runs tonight. High fastball, and out she went. All 3 home runs with the bases empty. That pitch was almost shoulder high, and Justin just muscled it out of here. And now here's another problem for Guerrier in Chris Young. So for Justin, 21 home runs. For Matt Guerrier, the 4th home run that he's allowed this year. Off speed missed. Chris Young popped up, grounded out, walked, scored a run. And he lifts one into shallow left for call. So Justin Upton keeps them close. They're still a buck short. And at the end of 6.5, 6-5 Dodgers. but all you have to do is think back to the last inning. If Matt Kemp doesn't make that diving catch as it played out, Upton's home run would have tied up the game. So a couple of offers down there with Furcal, Loney, and Navarro. But the bunched up hitting of Miles Ethier and the KO punches of Matt Kemp have given the Dodgers what is now a 6-5 lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Justin Upton finally breaks through with that home run, though he now has 2 hits in 26 at-bats against the Dodgers, 21 home runs. He's quite a kid. Juan Rivera, followed by James Loney, and then Deonna Navarro, and Sam Demmel ready to work here in the bottom of the 7th. And a hopper to short, staying with it is Bloomquist, makes the play. So Rivera had 2 doubles, he's 2 for 4. And with 1 out, the batter is James Loney. Bad news for the San Diego Padres. Things aren't bad enough for them. The Padres began the day 15.5 back. They've lost 60 games, and now they find out they've lost Clayton Richard. Richard was struggling anyway. He was 5-9. But he's had to undergo arthroscopic surgery on his throwing shoulder. Richard was 14-9 last year, one of the better young pitchers, and now he'll have to have arthroscopic surgery. So another tough blow for Bud Black. The bullpens are active. Alberto Castillo is still throwing in the Arizona, and Mike McDougall in the Dodger pen. Check swing, ball 1, now ball 2. Loney grounded to third, fly to center, grounded to second. James hitting .255. Two balls, no strikes. That's in there. So Sam Demmel is the 4th Arizona pitcher. Josh Colmenter, Patterson, and Duke, and now Demmel. And ball 3. Been a busy night in the sense the Dodgers have been retired in order only once. That was in the 5th inning. And the D-backs have been retired in order only once. That was the 1st inning. So a lot going on. 6 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers. 5 runs, 5 hits for the D-backs. Fouled out of play. So it's Friday night. That means we'll have fireworks after the game, but this has certainly been a fireworks-filled game. 3 home runs by the Rockies and a huge home run and catch by Matt Kemp, plus a base hit. Matt's driven in 5 of the 6 Dodger runs. 3-2. Fouled away. Within the division, there's not that much to choose between the Dodgers and Arizona. Arizona 1 game above 500. Dodgers 1 game below 500 inside the division. And yet they begin Arizona 4 back and the Dodgers 13.5 back. Another foul ball. For Arizona, they have found out, I'm sure, that the Giants lost. So Alan Trammell standing alongside Kirk Gibson going over his notes. No doubt they feel the Giants are much stronger now with Carlos Beltran, and the Phillies much stronger with Hunter Pence, in case you missed it. They picked him up from Houston. And that's going to be laced into center. So Loney goes 1 for 4, a 1-out single, and that will bring up Dioner Navarro. You know, you can follow the Dodgers with the MLB.com At Bat 11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. You get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Just text At Bat to 31826 or visit Dodgers.com for details. Henry Blanco going out to talk to Demmel about Navarro. Dioner walked in the second inning, flied to right in the fourth, popped up in the fifth. Out on deck is Tony Gwynn. Remember, the pitcher, in this case Guerrier, is in Vele's spot, who started the game at second base. Now let's see what Kirk plans on doing. In looking at Navarro and his numbers as a switch hitter, hitting .203 left, 176 right. We'll see if they want to turn him around and bring in the right-hander, and we'll find out that. Looks like a left-hander's coming in, and we'll be back. Havana, 6'3", 200, just turned 36. Grew up in Miami-Dade, went to community college, and originally he was a third-round pick by the Giants. He devised his own plan to defect from Cuba when he was 18. Didn't tell anybody, didn't tell his parents or his teammates. He was on a World Junior Championship team in Windsor, Ontario, and it came to his mind, I don't have any future in Cuba. Why would I want to go back? He's the son of a bus driver and a stay-at-home mom. He needed someone to help, and the co-conspirator was a 23-year-old American woman whom he had met at Connecticut church service earlier that summer. Tell you more about it, but he's going to work on Navarro. Fastball misses, ball one. The Cuban team had been staying in the area. She traveled to watch Castillo play in Ontario, and the next thing you know, she was going to be driving his getaway car. The plan was he was going to go through the lobby of the university dormitory where the team was staying and be picked up outside at 3 a.m. Anyway, the Cubans had won the world title the day before. Castillo had thought that would happen, and he was counting on the team's three-man security detail to be, let's say, celebrating. They were. He crept outside, and there was no car. 1 ball and no strikes. Curveball high. Then it was the longest 5 minutes of his life, he said with a laugh, but his friends soon arrived. whisked him to a nearby Canadian town. The Cuban team departed later that day. Now he was illegally adrift in a foreign country and had to tell his parents what he'd done. And he called, told them, "I'm not coming back." And you can imagine everyone cried. He's behind now. So it's quite a story, but he made it. And here he is pitching in the big leagues. Alberto Castillo. Meanwhile, Navarro with Loney at first, 1 out, bottom of the 7th, 6-5 Dodgers. And high again. So the Dodgers rallies have really been, especially in the 4th inning, a walk and a couple of hit batters. They had 3 hits for a run in the 6th inning. And then, of course, there was that 3-run home run by Matt Kemp. Now coming up in the number 8 slot is Tony Gwynn. He will bat for the pitcher Guerrier. So Gwynn facing Castillo. Gwynn has not faced Castillo before. He doesn't usually see very many left-handers. Sidearm snake off the plate, ball 1, 1-0. When Castillo came in, it was a 2-for-1 switch. Cody Ransom came in with him. Ransom is playing third, and Roberts has moved to second. One ball, no strikes. Way outside. So Castillo, the 5th pitcher used by Kirk Gibson. Cole Mentor, Patterson, Duke, Demmel, Castillo. Two and 0. And ball 3. D-backs led 1-0. Dodgers led 3-1. Then 3-2. Then 5-2. Then 5-3. 6-3. And now 6-5. Fastball in there. Alberto Castillo comes into the game 1-0 with a fine ERA 1.1. But he's only pitched 7 innings. Walked 6, struck out 5. He has Jamie Carroll on deck. 3-1. And a high fly ball into right field. Upton gone back to the track at the gate. Can't make the catch. And the ball bounces over the gate. Tony Gwynn doubles in 1. Scoring is Loney. Navarro stops at third. I really thought that Upton was going to catch that ball. I think he feels he might have caught it as well. Take another look. TV will tell you. Ball was well hit. Upton had to go back to his left, but right there is when I thought he had it. And there's that dreaded one-hand catch. I mean, he might very well have caught that, sure. One of the things when you catch a ball with 2 hands, you have to center on the ball. Instead, he just missed it. He should have caught it. If he got back there for the 2-hand catch, it's a long out. And of course, he's just hit a home run, etc. But it's the pitcher who gets killed. So now here's Jamie Carroll. Foul ball. So Gwynn, a double to right. That scores Loney. And sets up the prospect of another good inning. Oh, now the official scorer is doing what we wondered about. They're going to give Upton an error. On behalf of the pitchers union, he deserves an error. 0-1 the count. Jamie trying to pick somebody up. It's 7-5 Dodgers, and the D-backs have to play the infield up. The other night, a fine young pitcher, Ulysses Chassin, was pitching so well against Clayton Kershaw. You may remember that game. Ty Wigginton, on just an ordinary fly ball, was going to give one of those how easy this is to catch it one-handed. And the game just fell apart. Pitch out, no squeeze. That's what they were thinking of. 1-1. So sure, it was a tough play. Upton had to go to his left. He had to go back, but he was there. Jamie checking Tim Wallach. The old story, if Wallach puts on the squeeze, Carroll has to answer back. He has to give the sign back, okay, I've got it. Navarro at third, Gwynn at second, 1 out. We'll watch Navarro. He is not coming. Off the play, ball 2. All right, 2-1 the count. Everybody looking at the skipper. Carroll now touches his helmet. For all you know, that was the answer. I got it. Navarro's the guy. He's going to break on the pitch. He is not coming. And ball 3. So you had Loney single with 1 out. Navarro walked. Then you had Gwynn hitting that long fly ball that should have been caught and went for an error. And now here's Carroll. 3-1 the count. Navarro is not coming. And a fly ball to right. Now Upton has a good arm. He's catching it flat-footed, however. The throw way offline. Rounding third and diving back is Gwynn. You know, it's not like I know how to play the game. I've just been watching good players make the play all the time. And that was not a good play by Upton. He just about caught the fly ball flat-footed. Let's take another look to make sure. Now he should be catching on the dead run, but he's standing still. Now his throw is way off line, not even close. So Justin Upton having a bad time out there in right field. Dodgers now lead 8-5, and the batter will be Rafael Furcal. And he promptly stings it into left center. It's a 3-run inning. Dodgers lead 9-5. And Rafael goes into second base. And the route is on. So Furcal, a leg double and a run batted in. Remember what we were talking about earlier about Arizona? And we were saying that most of the baseball people we have talked to, when you talk about Arizona and their chances of catching the Giants, most baseball people agree there's one thing Arizona does not have, and that is a strong, reliable bullpen. And that's the way it goes. So it's a 3-run inning charge. We can also drop in a note as we look at young Justin Upton. Albert Pujols just got his 2,000th hit. Cardinals beat the Cubs 9-2. Edwin Jackson just recently traded from 2 teams and then finally to the Cardinals. Edwin, who originally was with the Dodgers, got the win. For Pujols, in his 10th year, the 5th Cardinal to get 2,000 hits in a career, 12th quickest in history to get 2,000 hits in 1,600 games. And here's Aaron Miles. And a fly ball to left field. Cowgill is there. All right, that's it. So a couple of questionable plays in the outfield. The Dodgers add 3, and at the end of 7, Dodgers 9, D-backs 5. Nine to 5 in favor of the Dodgers as we go to the 8th inning. And for the D-backs, it'll be Nady, Roberts, and Cowgill against Mike McDougald. Dodgers 9 runs, 12 hits. Tony Gwynn, who got that long fly ball that went for the error, but set up the inning. He's in left field, and McDougald on the hill. And ball 1. Xavier Nady flied to left, doubled the left, struck out. 9 runs, 12 hits for the Dodgers. For the D-backs, they have 5 hits, 3 home runs, and a double. 1 ball and 1 strike. So it's been Lilly, Hawksworth, Guerrier, and McDougald. 5 pitchers so far for Arizona. 1-1. And that's hit to right. Ethier on the dead run flags it. So Nady hits it hard, lines out to right. 1 away.
Second baseman, number 14, Ryan Roberts.
Ryan Roberts coming up, homered in the 2nd inning, walked and single to right. For the D-backs, 3 home runs tonight, all with the bases empty. Roberts, Bloomquist, Upton. Ball 1. D-backs led once in the game, and that was 1-0 going into the 3rd. And then Matt Kemp hit the 3-run home run. And although the D-backs doggedly keep coming back, the Dodgers kept taking the lead, and now they're enjoying their biggest lead, 4 runs, 9-5. Ball 2. And that's in there. Ted Lilly, who went 5 innings, made 84 pitches, is in line for the win. give them a victory this year after losing twice to Arizona. 2-1. Ground ball foul. 2-2. The paid attendance tonight, Friday night fireworks, 35,169. 35,169. Roberts hitting .250, 14 home runs, 42 runs batted in, and a slider got him. Looked like it was going to be a fastball up inside, and late break, it just danced into the zone. Quite a pitch. So 2 out here in the 8th inning. And the batter will be Coggle, who has struck out, fly to right, and walked. Collins still looking for his first hit. Young left fielder, 0 for 2. Well, he was trying to make his first hit a good one, and immediately checking with the plate umpire, Chad Fairchild, did I swing at a strike? He's 5'9". 0-1. Off the plate. Colin Cowgill, C-O-W-G-I-L-L, out of Lexington, Kentucky. They signed him in 2008, so he hadn't had much experience. Breaking ball in there. 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. And a bouncer for call. So down goes Cowgill. He goes 0 for 3. Easy inning for Mike McDougald. Only the second time tonight. D-backs retired in order, and the Dodgers still lead 9-5. Inning, 9-5 Dodgers, and the man who has really turned in tonight is Matt Kemp. In the 3rd inning, he hit the big 3-run home run to give the Dodgers a 3-1 lead. Then in the 4th inning, he singled to right center to drive in 2, though he drove in 5 runs tonight. Then in the 7th, he made a circus catch on a ball hit by Willie Bloomquist, and 1 out later, Justin Upton homered. So if Matt hadn't caught that ball, Upton's home run would have tied the game instead of just gotten them within 1. And then the Dodgers scored a couple against Messrs. Demmel and Castillo, and they've opened it up now 9-5. So here's Matt Kemp. 3-run home run and a 2-run single. 2 for 4, 5 RBIs, and a strike. His home run gave him 25, and his 5 RBIs gave him 80. And one reason was Andre Ethier, who's been on base 4 times tonight. Ethier doubled to left in the first inning against Coleman, grounded a single to left in the third. He was hit by a pitch in the fourth, and then in the 6th inning rifled a single into right field. Chases a breaking ball, and down he goes, and that was off the plate. So Castillo strikes out Ethier, and now he has to contend with Matt Kemp. Pitch way outside. Meanwhile, down in the Dodger bullpen, their young closer, Javi Guerra, begins to loosen up. Giants lost in extra innings. The bullpen lost it. Brian Wilson lost it to Cincinnati. And the Dodgers trying to spoil the evening for second place Arizona. 0-1 the count to Matt Kemp. And that's a little low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Trent Olson is out on deck. He would bat for Big Mike. One and 2 to Matt Kemp. Two and 2. Game 2 of the series tomorrow night. Micah Owings and Chad Billingsley. That'll be on KCAL 9. Billingsley celebrating his 27th birthday today. A breaking ball and a big league pop fly, and Ryan Roberts will make the play. 2 down. There's Chad Billingsley making his own mental notes before taking the mound tomorrow night at 27. So Chad will try to build a little momentum after that game. And here's Trent Olson. Olson batting for McDougal. Good day, Mike. Hitting .243 with a home run, 4 runs batted in. It's a strike. Well, it's pretty tough. You don't play, and then when they do send you up there, you get a left-hander snaking the ball by way of first base. Can make anybody huff and puff. 0-2 the count. Ground ball, fair ball, and the out goes 3-1. So the Dodgers go quickly in the 8th inning, and we're heading for the 9th. Javi Guerra will be heading to the mound, and it's 9-5 Dodgers. with a lot of base hits. With 1 home run, have piled up 9. And the Diamondbacks, with 3 home runs and a double, have 5. And the Dodgers now will bring in their 5th pitcher. It's been Lilly, Hawksworth, Guerrier, McDougal, and now Javi Guerra. Guerra has just been absolutely brilliant. 24 games, and as you can see, 2-0 and an ERA less than 2. Javi, who had Tommy John surgery back in 2005, was brought up last year and again this year from Double-A, and this year he has come up to stay. So for the downcast Arizona club, Chris Young on your right, Justin Upton in the middle, Ryan Roberts to the left. They have seen themselves get out in front 1-0, constantly battle back until they got it to 6-5, only to have the sky fall with that 3-run 7th. Upton himself furious over both plays, I think. The ball I think he should have caught, and then the fact his throw was so far offline. But I think especially what upset him was the ball he felt he should have caught. Henry Blanco, and then Cody Ransom, and then Bloomquist against Guerra. Ball 1. Javi comes in, says hello with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Of course, Henry at 40 has seen a lot of those. 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball misses. 2-0. And a strike to Henry. Micah Owings and Chad Billingsley tomorrow night. Fastball fouled away. Again, 96. 2-2 the count to Henry Blanco. Cody Ransom, who got into the game late, out on deck. Nine 5 Dodgers, 9th inning. Took a lot off that pitch. It came up there at 85. So from 96 to 85, and he runs the count all the way. 3-2. Fastball hit foul down the line, slicing back into the stands. 35,169 out here tonight. And they've certainly seen a lot. That 14 runs, 17 hits, 2 errors, 4 home runs. Henry with a 3-2 count. The dandy from Denton, Texas, Javi Guerra. And a towering fly ball to left center. Tony Gwynn is there. So 1 away in the 9th inning. And the batter will be Cody Ransom. Cody Ransom was a 9th round pick for the Giants back in '98. He went to Grand Canyon University, born in Mesa, lives over in Chandler. Came up to the Giants in '01, then he was up and down. He'd be in San Francisco, then he'd be at Fresno. Finally, after going to Oklahoma, Iowa, Round Rock, he arrived briefly with the Astros. Then he actually spent 2 years with the Yankees. And then a year ago, he's with the Phillies. And now here he is with the Diamondbacks. Although we've never seen him do it, he is 6'2", and they say that he can dunk a basketball from a standing position. His brother was a Giants pick. a year after him. Cody Ransom holds a record with the Yankees. Yeah, with the Yankees. In August of 2008, he's the first Yankee player to homer in his first 2 at-bats. And base hit up the middle. I tell you, Javi Guerra is very fortunate that ball went into center field. He almost stuck his hands into that meat grinder. So a line drive single. Watch that right hand. Right there. That ball was really hit. So Ransom a single, and the batter, Willie Bloomquist, flied to right, fouled to first, homered, and then hit a ball over Matt Kemp's head, and Matt made a spectacular catch. What made that so interesting, it was 6-4. The catch was made, then Johnson struck out, and then Upton hit a home run. As it played out, if the catch was not made, that would have tied up the game. 1-0. That's right. Miguel Montero, the catcher, is out on deck. He would bat for Castillo. 1 out, 9th inning, 9-5 Dodgers. Little roller towards second. The only play is to first. So 2 out. Ransom takes second. And here comes Miguel Montero. Montero, a veteran catcher. Of course, you're a veteran until you play with Henry Blanco. Montero, who was an all-star catcher this year, he's 28. From Caracas in Venezuela. A couple of years ago, he won the Good Guy Award, giving to the player who most fosters a positive relationship with the media who cover the D-backs. And he has a reputation of being a very nice guy. He's hitting .280, and he has 12 home runs. 54 runs batted in. One and 0. That's a strike. Montero did well last year against right-hand pitching. He hit .286 with 7 home runs. 1-1. Coming off the bench against a guy throwing 96. 2-1 the count to Miguel. Been with the Diamondbacks since 2006. Made a brief trip to Tucson and another brief trip to Reno, but basically with the big club. 2-1 to Miguel. Foul back. Whoa, right into the mask of Diana Navarro. Boy, what a beating catchers take on that kind. Yeah, I'm just going to say it's just like being hit in the jaw. So the Dodger fans on their feet now. They want Guerra to finish off Miguel Montero. Whoa. Now that's a wild pitch. So over to third goes Cody Ransom. Not so bad in a 9-5 game, but that would sure get you attention as it goes to the screen. Got the attention of Kevin Towers, the great young general manager of the D-backs, sitting directly behind the plate. For Javi Guerra, that's his second wild pitch. Check swing, no swing, and Montero will go to first base. Interesting, somewhat of a wild game. But strangely enough, tonight's 9-run output is the Dodger high for a home game this season. The last time the Dodgers had a 9-run game at home, almost a year ago, August the 4th, 2010. Well, here's Justin Upton. Grounded to short, reached on an error, hit back to the box, homered over the center field wall. Had a bad 7th inning, and he took it out down in the Dodger in the dugout, the visiting dugout. Let some steam out. The usual kicking over cans and barrels. So he has Cody Ransom at third. He has Miguel Montero at first, 2 out. Upton hitting .303, but just 2 for 26 against the Dodgers. Fastball strike, 1-1. So a couple of fine young talents going head to head here. Javi Guerra pitching to Justin Upton. Guerra's 25. Upton's not quite 24. 1-1. And popped up. Loney backtracking. Carroll behind him. It's Loney, and that's it. So the Dodgers with a 9-run outburst tonight. 9 runs, 12 hits. 5 of the runs knocked in by Matt Kemp with a 3-run home run and a 2-run single. Big night for Andre Ethier. 3 hits and hit by a pitch. Put it all together. Ted Lilly, who went 5 innings, picks up the victory. And Josh Colmentor, who went 3 2/3, will suffer the loss. And for Arizona, they know the Giants lost, but they remain 4 games back. Stay tuned for Dodger Live coming up next. We'll see you tomorrow night. And for now, good night, everybody.